Let's cut straight to it. Shotguns are not the perfect answer for everyone. They kick hard. They demand grip strength, coordination, and some training to run effectively. They don't pack huge capacity. But here's the reality check. The majority of home defense incidents don't turn into a full magazine dump. You don't need 30 rounds to stop a break-in, especially when a 12-gauge has already turned the fight into a one-shot decision. Now, I'll be fair here. An AR-15 makes a lot of sense for practicality. A handgun is easier for most folks to manage. But when it comes to sheer power, devastating close-range performance, and that little bit of forgiveness under stress thanks to pattern, spread the 12-gauge still reigns. And just for reference, you're looking at roughly 1 inch of spread for every yard, out to about 15 or 16 yards, before things start wandering depending on your setup. So, if you've got the grit to handle it, or maybe you're in a state where rifles are outlawed and you want something that hits like a small cannon, or maybe you're just trying to get yourself squared away for $200, you're in the right place. Number 5. Mossberg Maverick 88. This shotgun is a recurring character for a reason. I picked mine up for $200, then put it through the ugliest, most abusive torture test I've ever thrown at a pump gun. 7 people on my crew ran 500 shells straight birdshot, buckshot, 3-inch steel mags, and slugs. We smashed every accessory off the gun, including a sling held on by a steel H&K loop. It was merciless. And yet, not a single failure. 0 malfunctions. Why is it on this list? Because it's the fast food combo meal of the shotgun world: cheap, simple, and surprisingly satisfying. The Maverick is basically a Mossberg 500 with a few shortcuts. A single action bar, a molded forend, and a bargain finish. But here's the kicker: it's been built in Maverick County, Texas, since 1988. Now, if you grab one, here's what I'd recommend. Hit it with some Krylon for corrosion resistance, especially if you live where it's humid. After that, stick some industrial Velcro on the receiver and the stock. Why? Shotgun cards. Forget the clunky, hard shell carriers, those are done. Velcro-backed cards are lighter, faster, cheaper, and they don't require a gunsmith. Load up a 7-shell card, and guess what? It's the same footprint as an AR-15 mag, so it drops right into your existing pouches. I'll be blunt. The Maverick 88 might not be the fanciest shotgun, but as a practical buy for personal defense, at $200, it's unbeatable. A handgun for $200? Forget it. A rifle for $200? Basically doesn't exist. But this shotgun? This shotgun outperforms plenty of $400 to $500 scatterguns I've tested. Number 4. Mossberg 590. This one's as predictable as gravity. For fun, I'll point out the special Beachmaster edition we did with Mossberg and Vang Comp. It was limited to our supporters. But no matter the trim: Beachmaster, retrograde, tactical. The Mossberg 590 earns its place. Why? Because it just might be the toughest pump-action shotgun ever engineered. Here's the backstory. The military tested the Mossberg 500 when they decided to standardize a combat shotgun. It passed, but the brass had some improvements in mind. Mossberg listened, reworked the design, and the 590 was born. During testing, the military ran 3,000 rounds of buckshot through it. Think about that. That's 6 times the gauntlet I put the Maverick through, and it just kept running. Mossberg has since built the lineup into every flavor you can imagine. If courtroom optics matter to you, the retrograde with walnut furniture is a safe pick. If you're running tactical, the Professional Series is built for that fight. Bottom line, if you want a pump, your choices are simple: Maverick 88 or Mossberg 590. Number 3. Mossberg 940. Yeah, that makes 3 Mossbergs back-to-back. But honestly, no other company owns the shotgun space like Mossberg does. The 930 was decent, but it needed constant cleaning to keep running smooth. The 940, whole different animal. Mossberg completely reworked the guts. The new internals keep it cycling longer, cleaner, and faster. And here's the kicker. I've seen brand new 940s going between $750 and $800. For a soft, recoiling, fast-cycling, American-made semi-auto that you can trust with your life, that's a serious value. Number 2. Beretta, a 300 Ultima Patrol. You already know what this one is about. To put it simply, it's the budget-friendly, American-built cousin of the Beretta 1301. Now, it's not identical, but it fights in the same weight class for a lot less money. The ergonomics? Outstanding. The handling and cycling? Shockingly close to the 1301, right out of the box. I burned through 500 rounds twice with the A300. No hiccups. Then I ran it hard in a one-on-one shotgun course out in the Arizona desert with Matt Haught from Centrifuge Training, one of the best shotgun minds in the country. We beat this thing up with buckshot. It didn't flinch. It's also remarkably soft shooting for a 12-gauge. And here's the deal. The A300 comes in several $100s under the 1301. Usually it's only about $100 more than the Mossberg 940. That makes it one of the best price-to-performance shotguns on the market today. Number 1. Beretta 1301. During the global war on terror, the Benelli M4 sat on the throne. I've owned one. Fantastic shotgun. But here's the truth bomb. From my own experience, the M4's weight, balance, and even reliability come up short compared to the Beretta 1301. Dollar for dollar, I'd take an A300 Patrol at $850 over a Benelli M4 any day of the week. Now, don't get me wrong. The Mossberg 940 or the Beretta 300 will give most shooters everything they'll ever need. Those two guns deliver 90% of the performance at about half the price. But if you want the absolute best, the top predator in the shotgun world, it's the 1301. One of the finest firearms I've ever owned. That self-cleaning gas system is virtually bulletproof. It just doesn't quit. And now Beretta has dropped the 1301 Mod 2. Upgrades across the board. The Pro Lifter redesign is my favorite, keeps the lifter gate open when the gun is empty, so loading shells is fast and pain-free. They also tuned the trigger, updated the stock furniture, and cut in MLOK slots on the forend for your accessories. This shotgun has never failed me. For optics, I recommend something rugged like the Steiner MPS. It's an enclosed emitter, and it ran flawlessly for me during that training course with Matt. If you're running a 1301, I also suggest the Aridus Industries CROM mount. It gives you a built-in rear sight and a true co-witness with the front. And that's the lineup, from budget beaters like the Maverick 88, to military-tested tanks like the Mossberg 590, to soft-shooting semi-autos like the 940 and A300, and finally, the king of the hill, the Beretta 1301. I've tested every single one of these shotguns hard, and I trust them to perform when it matters most. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure you hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more deep dives on the firearms that actually matter.